T&D Sports, an exclusive video broadcast.
From Aviator Sport and Event Center, it's Game 2 of the CHSHL semifinal round between the Chaminade Flyers and the Xavier Knights. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Thomas Gamba here on this Tuesday afternoon from Flatbush, Brooklyn. Let's look back at Game 1 last Friday. Chaminade defeated Xavier 4-2, much because of their great time on ice. They really controlled the puck a lot, kept the puck in their offensive zone, and that showed on the scoreboard. Chaminade defeated Xavier 4-2 behind 2 points from junior R.J. Chaffone, a goal and an assist. And on the defensive side, it was Nate Pittman, the goaltender, number 30, who had 14 saves on 16 shots faced. For Xavier, only 2 goal scorers, Connor Lane and Charles Taylor. And if they're going to make an effort to win this one, they need to get the puck in their zone and get a lot more shot attempts. As I've said, they only had 16 shot attempts in Game 1 compared to 43 from the Chaminade Flyers, so something needs to change there if Xavier is going to save their season and tie the series up and force a Game 3, which would be on Friday at Cantiac Park. These teams split in the regular season, but so far it's 1-0 Chaminade here in the semifinal round. Outside of the guys I mentioned, here are 2 players to look for on both sides. To start with Chaminade, it's Mikey Johnson, number 23, who led the Flyers in the regular season with 28 points and 19 goals. He did a great job of finding teammates for open opportunities and really setting up the offense as a senior forward. On the other side, for Xavier, Nicholas Ferrara, number 13. He also had 19 regular season goals and was tied for the team lead in points with 26 regular season points. He also had an assist in Game 1. So that sets the stage here in Game 2. Also, the goaltender for the Knights, Ryan Fellenstein, made 39 saves in Game 1 despite letting up 43 goals. So he's going to be a big part of this game. Even though he had a nice performance in Game 1, it wasn't enough for the victory. Xavier, it's a do-or-die situation. Chaminade has a chance to punch their ticket to the CHSAL Championship against Iona Prep, who defeated Xavier last week. So we'll take a quick break here from the Aviator Sport and Event Center, and we'll be back for Puck Drop here for Game 2 of the CHSAL semifinal round between the Chaminade Flyers and the Xavier Knights.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time. Experience.
We are just 10 seconds away from getting started here at Aviator Sport and Event Center. Thomas Gamba here with you on the T&D Sports Network. Thanks for making us part of your Tuesday afternoon here as we're ready to rumble here from the Aviator Sport and Event Center. The Chaminade Flyers and Xavier Knights here for Game 2 of the CHSAL semifinal series the second and final series after Iona Prep defeated Xavier in 2 games. They had a 7-2 win in Game 1 and a 6-5 overtime victory to punch their ticket to the championship, which we believe will be starting next week. For Xavier, they will be wearing their navy blue jerseys with a Xavier Knight across their chest. They will also have a maroon outline along their shoulders, and then on the back, they'll have maroon numbers with white trim on the outside, and for the pants, maroon pants with their logo on the right side and a navy blue and white stripe on the right and left side of their pants. For Chaminade, they will be wearing their away red uniforms with a cursive Flyers across their chest. That'll be in yellow with white trim. Then for their pants, they'll be wearing their black pants with a C on the bottom right corner. And then to finish off the pants, you got a red outline with a yellow and white stripe for the Flyers, led by head coach Keith Macias. For Xavier, their head coach Al DeMoro. Xavier in the regular season went 7-4-3 in the CHSAA, claiming the 3 seed here in the playoffs. Chaminade the 2 seed with a 12-2-0 record. So that sets the stage here at Aviator Sport and Event Center. We will have 15-minute periods and a short intermission, about 2 or 3 minutes. Intermissions that we usually see in basketball, quick, no one going to the locker room. So this will be a quick game, but also a fun game with a lot of action. As we saw in Game 1, 6 goals were scored, a ton of opportunities for both teams. So it should be a fun one, and we'll be with you the whole way here on the T&D Sports Network. Both teams break their respective huddles and move towards the benches. And the head coaches will have their final talks between both of their teams before Game 2. A do-or-die situation for Xavier, down 1-0 here in the semifinal series. Chaminade with a chance to punch their ticket to the CHSAL championship for the first time in 3 years after they beat St. Anthony's in the championship in 2023. For Xavier, they made it 2 years ago when they defeated Chaminade in the semifinals, and they haven't been there since. Both teams line up at the red line and say a quick prayer before we get things started. We're all ready to go here from the Aviator Sport and Event Center. Both teams have said a prayer at the red line, and they set up towards their bench for a final talk before we get started here in Game 2. Thomas Gamba here with you on the T&D Sports Network, joined by our camera operator Jamie Burkhart here from Flatbush, Brooklyn. Game 3 would be on Friday at Cantiac Park if Xavier can extend this series, but we have 45 minutes of hockey to decide if that will be the case. Nate Pittman will be the starting goalie for the Flyers. As I mentioned in the open, made 14 saves on 16 shots faced in Game 1. And in net for Xavier, it'll be Ryan Fellenstein. Made 39 saves, but let up 4 goals in game number 1. Both teams are on the ice. The officials are ready. The music is pumping, and we're ready to go. Both teams bang their sticks towards the bench. It'll be Donovan Butler and Charles Taylor to take the opening faceoff. Xavier moving left to right. Chaminade moving right to left. Taylor wins the faceoff, and Xavier controls to open this hockey game. Cut it back on the near side for Chaminade. Lost it to Taylor, who banks it up the near half wall. Drops it to the point. Tipped down by Ferrara. Knocked away by Chaminade's Johnson, and he resets by rimming the puck around the right side for Seamus O'Hara. He banks it down the near side. Chasing for it for Xavier is Adam Fritz. Knocked down by Johnson. Played in the right corner by the Flyers, and behind the net it's O'Hara. Rimming it around the boards for Timmy Behrens, who had the first goal in Game 1 for the Flyers in a 4-2 win. Battle for the puck near the red line taken by Johnson, and chipped in the zone by Donovan Butler, the senior. Behind the net for Xavier, it's Fauci. Tipping it to the point, shot by Cutterback wide to the right. And it banks to the right point for O'Hara. He holds it in, throws it down low for Wakey, couldn't catch the pass. Fauci around for Fritz. Chaminade controls. Behrens walking the line with a wrist shot, save by Fellenstein off his glove. Wakey pulls in the rebound, centers, and it's kicked away by Xavier. Knight's looking to clear, Wakey with a hit, and Xavier does clear. This is Connor Lane, who had one of 2 goals for Xavier. He clears it down the ice, and O'Hara controls for the Flyers. Up for Wakey, who lost the puck, stolen by Xavier. For a moment it was Will O'Connor, but the Flyers clear. For the Knights, it's Viscoso, number 7, up the red line for O'Connor. That went through his legs and stolen by Andrew Kerr, the senior right-hander for the Flyers. Viscoso far side near his bench, 1 minute and 45 seconds in. And now it's Marchua down the right side. Kerr takes a spill as Marchua's shot off the side of the net. O'Connor picks up the rebound, centers one, but it's knocked down by Kerr. In the left corner, centering pass, Marchua couldn't handle it. Wakey with the steal. Ahead for Landon Butler near the red line. That's stolen by Xavier. Banked down the right side. Marchua controls on a 2-on-1. Near side, he slides it across. No chance as Wakey tips it down at the right point and steals the puck. Down the far side, it's DePaulo, 3-on-2. DePaulo with a shot. Pad save by Fellenstein, and the rebound ricochets to the neutral zone as Chaminade sends it down. Really nice chance there for John DePaulo. Number 13, the junior from Amityville, had an assist in Game 1. Xavier looking to get it out of their zone. It's knocked down by the Flyers. That's Richie L'Esperance, the senior. Both teams battling for the puck near side. And it's pried out by Connor Lane. Ahead to Marchua down the left side. He's double teamed. Dusted off to the left point, and it's stolen away by the Flyers. That's RJ Chaffone, who had 2 points in Game 1. Down the left side now, it's L'Esperance cutting in. Pad saved by Fellenstein. Rebound picked up by Caballero. He banks it to the right corner. Max Wood plays it for Caballero. He shoots one. That's wide to the left. Rebound pulled in by Margot, left point. Dumps it down the half wall for Wood. He lost control, stolen by Lane. Tried to feed it ahead to Taylor, but it's knocked down. Chaminade looking to hold it in. Chaffone keeps control on the far red line and loses it to Xavier. Near side Taylor banks it up the wall. Caballero there for Chaminade. Spins around his net. Pressured by Xavier's Fauci as the puck is taken near side by L'Esperance. He flips it around Taylor, clears the zone. Applies a hit on O'Connor and finds Wood near the penalty box. He swings it ahead, stolen by Xavier. They control up the middle as a big collision. L'Esperance took a hit from Fritz. Chaminade has control near their bench. Far side, it's Seamus O'Hara, number 16. Chip and chase down the right corner. He controls behind the net, but then loses his footing, and Fritz with the steal. Fritz down the middle, almost 5 minutes into this first period, as driving the net was number 81, Lucien Defoy, but a hit by Johnson pried the puck away, and the puck goes to the red line. Both teams battling for it. Johnson can't control, now he does, as ahead to Behrens down the left side, 2-on-1. Behrens across, shot in front, score! It's Donovan Butler, and the Flyers have a 1-0 lead. 4 minutes and 30 seconds in. Timothy Behrens picks up his 2nd point of this series. Donovan Butler, his first goal. What a pass off the backhand feed. And Butler makes it 1-0 here in Game 2. So 1-0 Chaminade here in game number 2, and they win the ensuing face-off with John DePaulo. Quick steal by Xavier and a massive hit on the near side by DePaulo as a whistle was blown, I believe for offsides. So we'll have a face-off on the near side. Chaminade leads 1-0 after the Donovan Butler goal. O'Hara, stretch pass for Wakey. He tips and controls right near the slot. Lost it behind him and stolen away for a moment by Xavier. Now Lane controls up to number 14. That's Marchua with a shot and a save by Pittman. DePaulo near side, hit by Lane. Lane takes a spill. DePaulo battling for the puck. Wakey comes up with it left corner. Wakey with a centering feed, knocked down by DePaulo. Played by Wakey and a save by Fellenstein. Wakey battling for the puck in the right corner. Lane knocks it down for Xavier and they clear. Luke Marchua sprinting down the middle, cuts down the right side, circles around Cutterback, winds around the net to the left corner, falls down, and DePaulo with the steal far side. He banks the head for Wakey in a 2-on-1. Wakey right side. Wakey across for Landon Butler, and he whiffed on the shot. Xavier controls now. It's Matthew Fauci battling around Chet Wakey, and Wakey forces a turnover. 9:16 to go in the first period. 1-0 Chaminade on a Donovan Butler goal assisted by Timothy Barons. Landon Butler couldn't catch the outlet pass, and Xavier throws it all the way down the ice. No icing as Wood controls for Chaminade. Flings it up the near side for McAdams. The lefty shoots it down the ice through the skates of Benoit and play in the right corner by Wood. Wood chips it to the right point. Shot is blocked as right there was Adam Fritz. He throws this one all the way down near Pittman, and that'll be icing. So we go down to the other end of the ice with 8:41 to play in the first period. So if you're just joining us, Donovan Butler, number 14, the senior from East Meadow, had the goal with 10:30 to go in the first period, assisted by Timmy Barons. Both of those guys now have 2 points in this series. As Benoit with a shot stick save by Fellenstein. And Fritz with a spin behind the net, gets around Benoit and controls the puck in the left corner. Trying to dance through, he finds a teammate. This is Charles Taylor with the clear across the red line. Taylor down the left side, stolen by Wood after the deflection by Kerr. This one held in by Fritz. Long shot deflected to the left and played by Chaminade. Kerr for Benoit. Across down the middle for L'Esperance. Winds it around his skates, and Benoit loses the puck to Xavier. Now a shot all the way down the ice by Xavier is going to be called for an icing with 8:02 to play here in the first period. Thomas Gamba with you here from the Aviator Sport and Event Center. Chaminade with a chance to punch a ticket to the CHSAL HL Championship against Iona Prep next week. That would be their first appearance in 3 years. Xavier, if they win this game, can force a Game 3 on Friday at Cantiac Park. Knights win the face-off. Battle for the puck on the far wall. Long shot by Chaminade is blocked down by Fellenstein. Another save for him. Battle for the puck left point. Knocked around by Padula. And played at the red line by Barons. Far side. Long shot. Glove saved by Fellenstein. And a stoppage with 7:38 to go in the first period. So Fellenstein has faced some heat already. Chaminade dominating the shot department. 8 shots compared to none from Xavier. Pretty similar sight that we saw in Game 1. Chaminade had 43 shots compared to 16 from Xavier. Right corner. Barons centers. They play it to Padula, left side. Winds to the circle. Shoots high, save by Fellenstein. Rebound pops out to the slot. Johnson with a shot. Denied by Fellenstein, but kept in by the Flyers. Butler dancing through. Whiffs on a shot near the slot, but keeps his footing on the right side. Butler down the half wall. Winds it for Johnson. This one played by Barons left corner. 7:09 to play in the first period. Barons for Johnson. Looks for Padula up top. That's knocked down by Xavier and cleared by the Knights up the near side. Marchua chasing for it. Caballero there for Chaminade. That's an icing call with 6:55 to go in the first. Chaminade has once again done a good job keeping that time of possession in their favor. As a great chance there by Luke Padula, number 7, the defenseman junior from Belmore. Under 7 to play in the first period. 1-0 Chaminade on a Donovan Butler goal, his first of the playoffs. Cut it back off the faceoff. Long shot wide to the left. It goes behind the net. Played by Xavier around the horn. Cut it back, keeps it in. Fires another one, and a glove save by Fellenstein. So 11 more seconds off the clock. 6:54 to go in the first period. Still 1-0 Flyers here in Game 2. Chaminade has a 1-0 series lead after a 4-2 win here in Game 1. That was at Cantiac Park. Cut it back, plays a two-man game with Wakey, tries to slide it across. It's played by Cutterback, who shoots. That one tipped wide by Landon Butler. Controlled by Will O'Connor for Xavier. In the left corner, it's Levine finding O'Connor, and O'Connor with the clear for the Knights. DePaulo with the steal for the Flyers. Far red line, it's O'Hara shooting this one down the ice. Wakey chases for it in the left corner. Plays it behind the net. Fritz is there for Xavier. Dusting off around Wakey. Nice spin to keep control. Tries to find O'Connor, but that banks to Thomas Cutterback, the senior defenseman. Wakey shoots it in from the right side. Chasing for it is Landon Butler. Fritz tries to spin away. Cutterback controls. This one bounced to the slot. Wakey with a centering pass. Tipped around the skates of Butler and cleared out by Xavier. Chase for the puck. Chaminade tracks it down with O'Hara, who spins around O'Connor and banks to the far side for Cutterback. Cutterback can't clear as it's kept in by Charles Taylor. He winds around the left side. Centers one. And to no avail as Matthew Fauci couldn't catch the pass. O'Hara takes a massive hit behind the net. Cut it back there to keep control. Fritz keeps it in the zone. Long shot, glove saved by Pittman. And that'll stop play with 5:23 to go in the first period. So both teams change their lines. 1-0 Chaminade. Donovan Butler, the lone scorer, number 14, the senior for Chaminade, on a goal with 10:30 to play in the first period. Wood and Marchua to take the face-off, and Chaminade's Wood wins it. Back for Kerr. He banks it ahead the half wall. Kept in by Xavier's DeFoy. Now it's McAdams looking for Katigas. That one's stolen by Xavier and thrown down by Viscoso. Chaminade controls now. Near side, it's Richie L'Esperance ahead for Max Wood. Wood's got speed. He centers one for Katigas. And he controls in the right corner. Resets at the point. Kerr for Katigas down the right half wall. Gets hit, but finds L'Esperance. L'Esperance in front. Katigas a shot. That one goes wide to the left, but McAdams keeps control. He works the point, and shoots one wide. Chaminade keeps the possession alive. Wood to the right corner for Katigas. He centers one for Wood. Spins to his left. Works to the left point, dangles around the half wall, centers one, kicked out, almost cleared, and now it was cleared off the skate of McAdams by Connor Lane. Raymond Raimondi, number 21, controls, tries to slide it across for Viscoso, tipped by Wood, lobbed up by Viscoso, and now they're going to call a high stick on Will O'Connor, who tried to knock it down at the red line with 4:04 to go in the first period. So 1-0 Chaminade here in Game 2. Flyers have once again controlled the time of possession, and it shows with a 10-1 differential in the shot department so far. Donovan Butler will take the face-off for the Flyers, the number 2 seed here in the CHSHL, and he wins it to Mikey Johnson. He plays to the left point. Margro, a shot pad save by Fellenstein. Johnson pries away the puck from Levine. Spinning in the left corner. Levine pins it towards the wall. Taylor is there. Coming out with it is Butler for Chaminade. Margro at the left point. Dances, and it's tipped down by Donovan Butler behind the net. Johnson with a pass in front. That one knocked down by Butler. 3:37 to go in the first period. Butler's feed is stolen away by Xavier. Taylor ahead for Padula. Chaminade controls. Pittman ushers this one to the left corner. Johnson swoops in to steal the puck with 3:24 to go in the first period. Johnson, the captain of the Flyers, led them with 28 regular season points and 19 goals. Padula dancing through with a shot wide to the right. And the rebound scooped up by Xavier and cleared all the way down the ice, just to the right of the net of Nate Pittman. And that'll be an icing call with 3:05 to go in the first period. Thomas Gamba here with the TND Sports Network at the Aviator Sport and Event Center. Chaminade missing one of their stars on the offensive end. Jack Patron, number 11, a senior forward from Rockville Center, had 24 points in the regular season but suffered an upper body injury late in the year, and he's out for the season, currently on the bench, not participating. So a big loss for Chaminade late in the year, but their offense has picked up the slack and looked good so far through almost 4 periods of play. Margot off the face-off win. Down in front, a chance on a backhand goes wide from Chiffone. He was looking for his second goal of the playoffs. Benoit behind the net. He had the assist on Chiffone's lone goal in game 1. DePaulo left side, making it around for Chiffone. Margot keeps it in. Raimondi finally clears for Xavier, but Padula right back on it for the Flyers. Down the right side, throws it into the offensive zone. Raimondi behind the net, swings it around for DeFoy. And DePaulo knocking it around for Chaminade. This one goes to the blue line, stolen away by Connor Lane of Xavier. Knights trying to start a rush. Here's Marchua driving the net with a shot that's tipped away at the last moment by the Chaminade defense. Kept in by Xavier. That's Viscoso. Sending it back down behind the net of Pittman. Marchua with the steal right side. Works around Cutterback as he applies a hit. Spins in the right corner with under 2 minutes to play in the first period. Shot by DeFoy, blocked in front of Pittman. Cutterback looking to clear. Raimondi can't keep it in. And a 2-on-1 for the Flyers. Benoit and Chiffone. Benoit across, Chiffone shot it wide. And Benoit controls the rebound behind the net. He wrestles a Xavier player down to the ice. And Marchua swoops in to steal the puck. Now at the red line, it's Katagas for the Flyers. Near side Cutterback shoots it down the ice as the Flyers get a line change. Raimondi right corner for Xavier. Banks it up. Almost a steal by O'Hara. Tries to send it back to the offensive zone. Pressured hard by Raimondi. And coming in is L'Esperance. He drills it down towards Fellenstein, who covers this one up for a stoppage. 1:11 to go in the first period. Chaminade leads Xavier 1-0. Lone goal scorer Donovan Butler with 10:30 to play in period number 1. So final 71 seconds here in the first period. Wood wins the faceoff for Chaminade. O'Hara with a shot, blocked her down. Rebound is kicked out by Katagas. And Fritz looking to clear for Xavier. It's knocked down and taken by Katagas, who takes a spill, sends it in front, stolen by the Knights. Another good chance for Seamus O'Hara and the Chaminade offense, but Ryan Fellenstein standing tall with a nice blocker save. Centering pass kicked out by the Flyers and controlled by Cutterback. He throws it for O'Hara, up for Max Wood down the far side. Wood 3-on-3, dances through 2 defenders. Fritz with a poke check, and Fritz with the steal. Wood pins it against the half wall. Coming in is Kerr, sending it in for Katagas. Extra pass for L'Esperance, knocked down. Wood back in front for Katagas. Knocked out of the zone and played by McAdams. 20 seconds to go in the first period. Flyers shoot it down. Fritz controls behind his net with 13 seconds. He spins towards the left side, swings it to the right corner. 8 seconds. Wood works one in front for Katagas. That's knocked down with 4 seconds. McAdams shoots one that's blocked. 2 seconds to go, and that does it for period number 1. Chaminade leads Xavier here in game 2, 1-0 after a Donovan Butler goal 4 minutes and 30 seconds into the first period. So we'll take a break. Good start for the Flyers as they look to punch their ticket to the CHSAL Championship.
Experience, trusted, proven, excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production the industry standard, T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Welcome back to the Aviator Sport and Event Center. I'm Thomas Gamba here with the T&D Sports Network. Chaminade leads Xavier 1-0 after one period here in Game 2. Donovan Butler, the lone goal scorer off the assist on a 2-on-1 from Timmy Behrens, the senior-to-senior connection. And a lot of what we saw in Game 1 is staying true. Here in Game 2, Chaminade has dominated the time of possession game, leading the shot department 12 shots to just 2 from Xavier. But Ryan Fellenstein for the Xavier Knights has stood tall in that. It's only a one-goal game, and anything can happen here at the Aviator Sport and Event Center. So let's send it back here to the ice. Both teams getting set up for the second period. Chaminade leads the semifinal series 1-0, and with a win, they will advance to the CHSAL Championship against Iona Prep. Xavier can force a Game 3 on Friday with a win. That will be played at Cantiac Park, but they have to erase this one-goal deficit first behind Ryan Fellenstein, their star goalie. Start of period 2. We're underway. And Donovan Butler wins the opening faceoff for the Flyers. As I mentioned, had the lone goal scored in the first period off the assist from Timmy Behrens. Flyers go down the ice, first 15 seconds of the period, and it's controlled by Adam Fritz, who made some nice moves to clear the puck multiple times. He flipped this one out of the zone. Peter McAdams has it for the Flyers in his defensive end. McAdams across to the near side for his D-man, Andrew Kerr. Tic-tac-toe, the Flyers go. Butler down the ice. Levine there for Xavier, pressured by Johnson. Spins to the left point, McAdams controls. He shoots one that's tipped wide by Behrens, controlled by Johnson. Johnson resets with McAdams, extra pass, Behrens, left circle, fires, that one off the post. Rebound, ricochets in front, Butler had a chance, but it's kept out by Fauci and played by Xavier. Taylor ahead for Fauci, the lefty, with a high shot above the crossbar, and O'Connor controls in the left corner. McAdams behind the net for the Flyers, chips it around Fauci, and plays it down the ice for Johnson. That's off his skate. Fritz controls for Xavier, right near the Chaminade bench, dusting off with 13:45 to go in the first period. Nice move around Johnson, and Fritz clears the zone, but a steal by Chaminade momentarily. Xavier takes the possession back, laying down the ice. Kerr there for Chaminade. 13:32 to go in the first period. 1-0 Flyers. Quick steal by Taylor. Right side he fires, and a shoulder save by Pittman. Rebound loose to the point. Kept in by Xavier. Down low they go. Out in front for Lane. The pass was knocked down by McAdams and cleared all the way down the ice, and it was deflected by Xavier, so no icing, and the Flyers will get a line change. Fellenstein rifles this one down the ice. Again, it was tipped by the Flyers, so no icing for the second straight trip. Caballero controls for the Flyers. Working with his defensive partner, Joe Margro. Two seniors on the back line for the Flyers. Fritz down the offensive zone for Xavier. Kept in by Lane. Margro looking to clear. Swings it down the middle for DePaulo. He's across the red line, but he falls down. Tries to regain his footing. Swings it up the middle, and he finds Landon Butler. Butler down the right side, waiting across for Wakey, tipped down by DePaulo, and controlled by Marchua for Xavier. Xavier now with a 2-on-2. Marchua splits down the left side against Caballero, and that one shouldered aside by Pittman. Fauci keeps it in, banks it to the right corner for DeFoy. Wood swoops in with a steal, and it's Butler down the near side for Chaminade. He chips it around Viscoso and finds Caballero, right corner, back to Butler. Recess with Wood, right point. Wide open is Wood. Across for an open man. Long shot, tipped wide after it went off the stick of Margro. Fellenstein made a save as he got a piece of that. Caballero with a long shot, glove down and covered by Fellenstein with under 12 minutes to go in the first period. So a lot more chances for the Flyers, and a huge one here off the pass from Landon Butler. Wakey and DePaulo were there, but that defense led by Ryan Fellenstein knocking the puck away and negating that chance. Chaminade with 13 shots compared to just 3 from Xavier. Wood wins the face-off. O'Hara at right point. Takes a check as he dumps it down to the right corner for Wood. Back to O'Hara. Resetting on the left side with Cutterback. Long shot played down low by L'Esperance. And he resets down low with Wood. Wood around the boards for Cutterback. Back to Wood, left corner. He deflects it for L'Esperance behind the net. Pressured by Taylor. Raimondi there as well. L'Esperance goes out in front. O'Hara keeps it in the zone. 11:15 to go in the first period. Wood finds Katagas in the slot. He fires. That's a save. Rebound. Loose in front. Katagas shoots. Another save by Fellenstein. Unbelievable. Ryan Fellenstein with 2 massive saves. And tempers flaring after the play. A Xavier skater went down to the ice after 2 incredible saves by Fellenstein on his back. And it looks like everyone is okay after the scuffle. 11:05 to go in the first period, and Chaminade is really taking it to Xavier on the offensive end. 16 shots on goal, and 3 in that last sequence, all saved by Ryan Fellenstein. He's already got 15 saves. Taylor wins the faceoff for Xavier in their defensive zone. Chaminade holds it in with Cutterback. But it's quickly knocked out by Xavier, and offsides called as Barons tapped the puck after it went out of the zone. Take another look at that chance from Katagas. Great pass from Wood. Katagas with the initial shot off the glove of Fellenstein, and then Fellenstein on his back makes a save off his chest. Unbelievable job from the netminder of Xavier. Made 39 saves in game 1. Wasn't enough as he let up 4 goals in a 4-2 loss. Barons at the red line. Works it to the defensive end with O'Hara. Winds it all the way down the ice, out of the reach of Barons, and that's behind the net of Fellenstein for an icing. Under 10:40 to go in the first period. 1-0 Chaminade. The lone goal from Donovan Butler in the first period with 10:30 to go. The assist was from Timmy Barons. Both of those guys now have 2 points in this series. Barons had a goal in game 1. Butler had an assist. O'Connor and Butler will take the face-off. Butler wins it for Chaminade. And Kerr banks it off the boards and clears. Fritz lobs to the right side for Xavier. Played by Fauci, the lefty. He pokes it down the right side. McAdams spinning around for Chaminade. Winds it up for Mikey Johnson. Tries to find Butler, but it's sent back down by Xavier. McAdams at the right circle in his D zone. Outlet pass to Barons. Down the middle for Butler. Tip through his skates. Butler regains control. Swings it up top for an open Kerr. Kerr waits, fires. That one is in! Andrew Kerr off a tip from Johnson. Finds the back of the net, and it's 2-0 Chaminade. Mikey Johnson with a tip for his first point of these playoffs off the assist from Kerr, and it's 2-0 Chaminade. So the captain gets it done for the Flyers. The lead is doubled for Chaminade here in game 2. .10:05 to go in the first period. Andrew Kerr with the assist. Mikey Johnson with the goal for the Flyers. As Fritz takes a spill, and that's a penalty on Chaminade. In the neutral zone immediately, it looks like RJ Chiffone will take a trip to the box. So that's a 2-minute minor penalty on Chiffone for tripping of Fritz. And just after a goal from Johnson to make it 2-0, Xavier has the momentum with a 2-minute power play. .56 to go in the first period. Xavier brings out their power play unit. Fritz, Marchua. Looks like Taylor's out there as well. Marchua will take the face-off. Connor Lane is there. Number 10 on the left side. And Xavier wins the face-off momentarily. Viscoso tries to keep it in along with Fritz. Fritz does. Dangles around the blue line. Swings it to the right side for Taylor. Sends it down low. Marchua there for the Knights. Tipped out by O'Hara. Played by Fritz at the left point. 9:30 to go in the first period. Chaminade with the clear. Good defense by Donovan Butler on the left side. Fritz back down low. Swooping in is Cutterback for the Flyers. Swings it to the right side. Butler chips it out of the zone, and Taylor resets 34 seconds into this power play. After the tripping penalty, 2-minute minor on R.J. Chiffone. That was just after the goal by Mikey Johnson to make it 2-0. Flyers clear it once again, 50 seconds into this power play. Fritz working on Landon Butler in his defensive zone. Works up the far side, takes a massive hit from Butler. And Butler wastes more time on this power play. Good penalty kill by the Flyers. Fritz far side after he took a spill when he got hit by Butler. 50 seconds to go on the penalty from Chiffone. Down the middle, it's Marchua. Looking to put Xavier on the board, down 2-0 here in game 2. Marchua centers one, knocked down by Xavier, and played by the Knights to the right side. Taylor with a shot, that's high to the left, and it rims around to Fritz, who banks it to the left side. Adam Fritz working down low, tries to swing it to the slot. That's stolen by Butler, and he'll send it all the way down the ice to get a line change for the Flyers. 20 seconds to go on the power play. Fellenstein lobs this one all the way down the ice, and that is going to be icing with 8:08 to go in the second period. So Mikey Johnson with the goal moments ago. Off a long shot from Andrew Kerr, he deflected it in the bottom left corner of the net to make it 2-0. And a good penalty kill here from the Flyers. John DePaulo will take the face-off for Chaminade. He wins it. Flyers shorthanded. McAdams shoots it behind the net. 7 seconds left on the power play. Xavier controls right corner. Stolen by Johnson. Johnson with a shot. Glove saved by Fellenstein as we're back to even strength. And it'll be a face-off in Chaminade's offensive zone. .54 to go in period number 2. Thomas Gamba with you from Aviator Sport and Event Center. Chaminade leads 2-0 in game 2. And if they close this one out, they will move on to the championship against Iona Prep. Kerr right point off the face-off win from Wood. Plays it to Katigas, who had multiple chances earlier in the period. Pins it against the wall. Tries to find Wood. He does, who sends it in for Wakey. That's L'Esperance. Winds it up top. Kerr, a long shot. Blocked aside by Fellenstein. O'Connor couldn't clear. Katigas with the steal. Works down the left side. Stops on the dime. Swings it to the point. McAdams. Back to Katigas with a shot. That one low and to the left side. Katigas retrieves his rebound. Swings around Raimondi. 7:10 to go in the second period. Wood working to the left corner. Scanning the ice. Goes behind the net. Chips it in front for L'Esperance, and a save by Fellenstein. Kerr controls right point. Banks it to the right corner. Wood there for the Flyers. Long offensive possession here for Chaminade. Wood, long shot, tipped away by Xavier. L'Esperance controls behind the net. Tries to center one for Katigas. That's off the skate of Fritz. And kept in by Kerr. For a moment, L'Esperance looking to drive the slot. Almost cleared by Levine. Slap shot is blocked after the shot by Caballero. And a whistle called on the play. Interference has been called, a penalty on Richie L'Esperance for the Flyers. So he was trying to gain position. And now Xavier with another power play, their second of the period. So 2-minute minor for interference on L'Esperance. And with 6:30 to go, another chance to get some momentum for the Knights. Marchua wins the faceoff, but DePaulo swoops in for the steal. And he's moving with Johnson, shorthanded. DePaulo 2-on-3, wrist shot is saved off the pad of Fellenstein. And Fritz controls for the Knights. 6:15 to go in the second period. 15 seconds into the penalty from Richie L'Esperance, a 2-minute minor for interference. Across the red line goes Taylor. He stops on a dime into the zone, tries to feed it in front of the steal. Now it's a breakaway for Mikey Johnson, looking for a second goal, and he whiffed on it. He had a chance to the right side, but couldn't put it past Fellenstein, and it stays 2-0. Fritz moving right to left for Xavier in their baby blue uniforms. He splits to the right side, dangles in the slot, fires, saved by Pittman, and he covers it up with 5:37 to play in period number 2. Excellent chance off the turnover for Mikey Johnson. Had an opportunity for his second goal of the game, but just whiffed on it. Had a wide open right side of the net, and definitely had a great chance to make it 3-0, but he could not capitalize, and it stays a 2-goal lead for Chaminade here in the second period. Marchua and Butler take the face-off. Marchua wins it for Xavier. At the right point, it's Taylor. Working down the right side. Spins to the right corner, dances around McAdams, plays it for Lane. Up top, it's Fritz. Walking the line, scanning the ice, finds Taylor with a shot, and a high glove save by Pittman. Once again, stopping play. 49 seconds left on the power play after the 2-minute interference call on Richie L'Esperance. Marchua and Butler back at the face-off dot. And Butler wins the face-off for Chaminade. McAdams lobs this one out of the zone and clears all the way down the ice towards the net of Fellenstein. Fritz left corner. Banks it around for Taylor, back for Fritz, who controls on the near side half wall. Up the middle, it's Taylor, the captain, number 9, had a goal in game 1. Hasn't matriculated much here in game 2. Rims it around for Marchua. Defended tightly by Andrew Kerr. It's played by Landon Butler, and ahead, it's Donovan Butler. A breakaway, shorthanded, and a save by Fellenstein. Rebound kicked in front, and Butler is stopped by Fellenstein. Oh my goodness! What a save by Ryan Fellenstein. Another shorthanded breakaway on this power play, but the goalie for Xavier makes 2 acrobatic saves to keep the goal lead for Chaminade at 2. .435 to go in the second period. Fellenstein has made 20 saves on 22 shots, make it 21 saves as Wood with the shot there, and we're back to even strength. L'Esperance back on the ice. Wood dangling through the left side, twirls down the far half wall with 4:20 to go in the second period. Behind the net, it's Katagas, working around Raimondi of Xavier. This one around to the right point, Caballero, back down low for Wood. L'Esperance plays it, chips it to the left corner. Padula lost control for a moment. Katagas holds the zone, swings it back behind the net. Right corner, it's Caballero for Wood out in front. L'Esperance with a shot. Now it's Katagas, and another save by Fellenstein. This kid is incredible. 2 great saves once again. Xavier with a chance. That one goes high and wide to the left. Chaminade shoots it down to the defensive zone of Xavier. As Raimondi controls, takes a massive hit from Wood. Johnson clears for the Flyers. And Fellenstein will freeze the puck. Chaminade bringing the physicality, the offensive prowess, and they get 2 more grade A chances here. But Ryan Fellenstein with the massive save, and it looks like we're gonna have another Chaminade penalty here. 2-minute minor on Lucas Caballero for tripping, and a 2-minute minor on Xavier's number 81, Lucien Defoy. And they're talking about it in the penalty box. Both of them not too happy. .331 to go in the second period. So we'll have still 5-on-5 hockey, but both Caballero and Defoy in the penalty box. Benoit to take the face-off for the Flyers. And he wins it in the offensive zone. O'Hara plays it to Barons, to the slot for Benoit. Couldn't chip it down. And Lane with the steal. Tic-tac-toe for Charles Taylor near side. He swings it up top for a cutting Lane with a backhand shot that's blocked by O'Hara. And he kicks it to the left corner. 3:13 to go in the second period. Benoit lost the puck. O'Hara back on it for the Flyers. Swims around Marchua. And works it in the offensive zone. Across, one-timer save by Fellenstein. Another chance for Mikey Johnson off the pass by O'Hara, and Fellenstein with the denial. 3 minutes to go in the second period. Johnson getting really close to putting one behind the net of Fellenstein. He's already done it once, had multiple chances at doing it twice. Benoit wins the face-off. Johnson plays it to Benoit in the left corner. And it's cleared out by Connor Lane of Xavier. This one banks to the defensive zone of Chaminade. And Tom Cutterback controls. Up the middle for Benoit, dancing around one defender. Taylor comes in with a steal, but now it's stolen by Johnson. Johnson with a shot, he scores! Mikey Johnson makes it 2 on the day, and the Flyers lead 3-0. It starts on the defensive end. Johnson with another steal, drives it on Fellenstein, and finally gets his second of the day past him to make it 3-0 here in Game 2. .238 to go in the second period. Chaminade looking to put their stamp on a CHSFL HL championship appearance against Iona Prep. DePaulo wins the face-off after the Johnson goal. On the near side's Landon Butler. Pressured by Fritz. Plays it to Kerr, who had an assist earlier. Shot in front, tipped in front by Wakey, and saved by Fellenstein. Fauci down the ice for Xavier, no icing. McAdams there for the Flyers. Spins in the left corner with 2:15 to play in period number 2. 3-0 Chaminade. 2 goals in this period from Mikey Johnson have extended the lead. Butler on the near side across the red line. Long out. Wakey takes a hard spill behind the net. And Butler regains control. He centers one for McAdams. That one's blocked down by Levine. And banked up to O'Connor. Kerr back down low. Fritz there for Xavier. 1:39 to go in the third period. Wakey sends it to the slot. Fauci almost clears it. DePaulo with the steal, but a whistle. And let's see what this is. Possibly a penalty here on Chaminade. Wakey is making his way towards the penalty box. And it is a high stick on Chet Wakey. 2-minute minor. And another power play, the third of this period for Xavier. .133 to play in the second period. So this power play, unless Xavier scores a goal, will also be included in the third period. So a big chance for momentum here. Still loads of time to go. 16 minutes and 33 seconds if you include the time in the third period. Xavier has a lot of time to go here and chance to make something happen down 3-0. They win the face-off to start this power play, but lose it out of the zone as Fritz could not control it. Cut it back in the defensive zone for the Flyers. Swings it all the way down the ice towards Fellenstein. 15 seconds in to the Wakey minor penalty for high sticking. Viscoso down the near side. Throws it up the middle for Taylor. He's got speed. Down the right lane, Taylor stops in the dime, spins to the circle, swings it to the slot, off the skate of Johnson, and it's played by O'Hara, splitting down the middle. O'Hara winds down the right side, works at the right circle, shoots one and a save off the stick of Fellenstein. That was the 29th shot on goal by the Flyers this game. Fellenstein has made 26 saves. Marchua circling behind the net. Dances around, finds Taylor with a shot. That one tipped down, rebound is saved by Pittman. O'Connor keeps it alive for the Knights. Controls left circle, poked away by Behrens. Taylor back down low, Marchua centers one. That's kicked away by Pittman. And Behrens with the clear for the Flyers. Behrens sends it down low with 20 seconds to go in the second period. Behrens centers one for Johnson. He controls right circle. Johnson fakes, tries to get a shot. And he has no opportunity as he's hit along the boards. And he'll swing it out of the zone with 7 seconds. McAdams controls for the Flyers. And that'll do it for the second period. 2 second period goals by Mikey Johnson are the difference here through 30 minutes. And Chaminade leads Xavier in game 2, 3-0. With a chance to advance to the CHSF HL Championship.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Back live from the Aviator Sport and Event Center, I'm Thomas Gamba here with you on the T&D Sports Network. Chaminade leads Xavier 3-0 after 2 periods, and they're 15 minutes away from punching their ticket to a CHSHL championship against Iona Prep. The Flyers haven't made the chip in 3 years, so this will be a big milestone for them. After 2 seasons of getting knocked out in the playoffs, they have an opportunity here to end that drought and punch their ticket to the CHSHL championship. It's been an excellent performance today, led by Mikey Johnson, who has 2 goals, 2 second period goals to extend the Flyer lead to 3 after 2 periods. 15 more minutes to decide this thing. Xavier really needs to get going on the offensive end if they're going to have a chance. They start the third period with 27 seconds on the power play after a high stick from Chet Wakey to end that second period. Flyers win the opening faceoff and clear it down the ice. Fritz controls for Xavier. 16 seconds on the power play. Down the middle, it's Levine. Playing it for Taylor, the captain. 15 seconds into the period. This one goes all the way down the ice, and no one plays it, so that's an icing call. 6 seconds to go on the power play, and 22 seconds into this third period. Donovan Butler started the scoring in the first period with a goal off an assist from Timmy Behrens. And it was Johnson who had 2 second period goals, as I mentioned, including one late in that second period to extend the Chaminade lead to 3. And he is out of the box. We're back to even strength. Landon Butler on the near side. Rifles this one down towards the net of Fellenstein. He plays it behind the net and finds Fritz. Fritz down the middle. Has Marchua. Extra pass for Taylor. Working with Marchua. He fires a shot. That one just wide to the left of Pittman. Butler on the far half wall in the defensive zone. Finds Kerr. Across to the near side for Peter McAdams, the junior. Wakey tips it in the zone for the Flyers. This one behind the net of Fellenstein. Fritz swoops in, lost the puck, centering pass to Butler, won't go as Caballero comes with a slap shot, and a high save off the shoulder of Fellenstein goes into the netting, and we'll have a face-off in the Chaminade offensive zone. 13:51 to go in the first period. In the third period, 3-0 Chaminade here in Game 2. The Flyers close this one out. They will face Iona Prep in the league championship next week. Flyers haven't been to the championship since 2023 when they defeated St. Anthony's. Right side off the face-off win, it's Katagas dusting off and finding Caballero at the point. Back to Katagas with a shot. Pad saved by Fellenstein. Rebound kicked out of the zone by Xavier. Chasing it is Fauci and Margro. Margro tracks it down for the Flyers. Caballero down the ice. Katagas tips it in. And actually, they're going to say he didn't get a stick on that one, so it's an icing call on the Flyers with 13:28 to go in the third period. Donovan Butler and Mikey Johnson lead the point total for the Flyers. Both of them have 2 points. Johnson 2 goals, Butler a goal and an assist. Xavier wins the faceoff in their offensive end. Sent down low, Max Wood controls for the Flyers. Down the far half wall, it's Katagas back for Wood. Reversing to the right corner for Margro. Whiffed on a pass to the left side. And it's now played by L'Esperance, who lobs it out of the zone. Xavier sends it back down the other end. Margro controls. Swings it for Caballero. It's tipped off the skate of Katagas for Max Wood. He winds down the middle. Wood with a shot and a save by Fellenstein. L'Esperance gets hit into the boards. Wood tries to center one for him, but it's knocked down by Xavier and cleared out by the Knights. Caballero controls the puck far side. Lost it to Marchua, left point. Katagas swoops in and steals the puck for the Flyers. Leading 3-0 with 12:33 to go in this third period. Kept in by L'Esperance in the right corner. Now Barons controls at the right circle. He fires, and that one's high and into the netting. Off a deflection from Xavier, out of play, and we'll have a face-off in the Chaminade offensive zone. 12:16 to go in period number 3. Xavier had 3 power plays in the second period, weren't able to convert on any of them. And they're still scoreless. They only have 7 total shots in this game compared to 31 from Chaminade. Johnson a big reason because of that. Throws one in front for O'Hara. That's knocked down to Barons. He fires. That one tipped off the pad by Donovan Butler. Kept in by Johnson behind the net. He works around Fritz. Spins it back for Butler, left side. Butler to the left point for Cutterback. He waits, fires. That one tipped wide to the right by Barons. Kept in by O'Hara for the Flyers. Marchua rims it around. Cutterback holds the zone. Fires. That one tipped high again by Barons. In the right corner to Marchua for Xavier. Spinning it around the left half wall for Taylor. 11:35 to go in the third period. Marchua on a break. 2-on-1. Marchua shot and a save by Pittman. Nate Pittman with his 8th save of the contest. Posting another shutout. This will be his 3rd of the year if he can complete it through the last 11:20 of this third period. Johnson left corner. This one banked by Taylor. Big hit by Barons in the middle of the ice, but Taylor comes out with it for Xavier. Penalty coming up on Chaminade, it looks like, as Fellenstein goes to the bench. Xavier with an extra skater. Puck will be touched by Johnson. And another power play coming up for Xavier. See what the penalty was here. It's on Timmy Barons for his hit in the middle of the zone. That's going to be interference with 11:01 to go in the third period. So a 2-minute minor on Barons, the 4th power play of the day for Xavier as they trail 3-0. Still loads of time to make something happen here. With a potent offense like Xavier has, they can really come back in this game if they have a few good opportunities. Fritz off the face-off win, lost the puck, goes out of the zone. It's stolen by Landon Butler. 2-on-2. Butler gets wrestled to the ice, and that's going to be a penalty. Boy, oh boy, Landon Butler took a shot. And this power play will be over for Xavier. Great steal by Butler, starting transition. And just an ill-advised play there. Butler, and wrestled him to the ice. And that was only 13 seconds into the Barons penalty. So barely any power play time for Xavier. And we'll have some 4-on-4 hockey here for the next 1 minute and 47 seconds before Chaminade will have a 13-second power play. Marchua wins the faceoff for Xavier. Ahead for Connor Lane, and that one is deflected out by Padula into the Xavier bench. So we'll have a face-off, 7 seconds elapsed in that span. 10:41 to go in the third period. Thomas Gamba with you here on the TND Sports Network. Chaminade leads 3-0, and if they win this game, they'll move on to the Catholic League Championship. As in front, it's Butler with a shot, and a pad save by Fellenstein, who's been rock solid today. Despite letting up 3 goals, he has 29 saves after he had 39 in game 1, but he let up 4 goals. So he's made a ton of saves, seen a lot of opportunities from Chaminade, shut down a lot of them, but his efforts have not been enough as the Xavier offense has only picked up 2 goals in this series, none in this game. Down the middle, that was Fritz losing the puck. Padula right corner, chips it for DePaulo and applies a large hit on Fritz. Now at the half wall, it's DePaulo, kicking it to himself. 2-on-1, DePaulo a shot, and it's clobbered up by Fellenstein. John DePaulo once again starting transition off a forced turnover. This time he decides to take it himself, and Fellenstein just scoops it up with his chest to make his 30th save of this contest. Xavier 4-3-3 at home this year. They can't come back in this one. That will drop to 4-4-3, and their season will be over here at the Aviator Sport and Event Center. Chaminade wins the faceoff, 4-on-4 hockey for 48 more seconds before the Flyers will have a short power play, around 14 seconds. Raimondi swings this one to the right corner. Benoit curling towards the net, tries to center one for Chiffone. That was tipped away off the skate of Taylor. Raimondi down the far side for Xavier in the neutral zone. Lost the puck, kept in by O'Connor, played towards Pittman, and he sticks it aside to the left corner. O'Hara around to the right corner for Benoit. 20 seconds left until Barons is out of the box. O'Connor keeps it in the offensive zone for Xavier. Benoit looking to clear. Marchua with good pressure. This one sent down the middle. Raimondi with a shot. Centering pass kicked around by Pittman and cleared by Seamus O'Hara. He finds Chiffone down the left. Chaminade now is a power play for 13 seconds. Benoit in front. Kicked around by Chiffone. Kept in by Barons. Barons with 5 seconds on the power play. Out in front. Chiffone is denied by Fellenstein. One more chance on the power play. Benoit, he scores! Timmy Barons with his 2nd assist of the day, and Chaminade has a 4-0 lead here in Game 2. Excellent pursuit for the Flyer offense. Barons keeps in the zone and finds an open Benoit on the weak side to make it 4-0. It's Benoit's 2nd point of this series, and Chaminade with a 4-goal advantage here at Aviator Sport and Event Center. 8:45 to go in the third period. Chaminade looks like they're going to punch their ticket to the CHSHL Championship to face number 1 seed Iona Prep, who defeated Xaverian in 2 games in their semifinal matchup. They've got 8:32 left to go in this one. If they can close it out, led by head coach Keith Macias. His team has not seen the championship in 3 years. They lost to Iona Prep in 2024. They lost to Xavier in 2023, and back in 2022-23, they made the championship and defeated St. Anthony's. Johnson in the offensive zone, 2 goals today. Slides it across for Caballero. Extra pass for Barons. Barons to Johnson in the slot. That one's wide to the left. Johnson looking for the hat trick there. Margrove down low for Barons. Drives the slot. Tries to find an open Caballero, but no one there. And Fritz with the steal for Xavier. Around the net of Fellenstein for Levine. Fauci can't clear, stolen by Johnson. Held in by Margrove down the middle. Margrove pressured by O'Connor. Kicked around by both teams. Johnson controls in the neutral zone. He swings to the far side of the red line for Caballero, and that one's deflected into the Xavier bench for a stoppage with 7:21 to go in the third period. 4-0 Flyers, and some words being exchanged from Mikey Johnson and Lucien Defoy. Johnson has really done his work on the offensive side today. 2 goals, as I mentioned, both in the second period. Xavier, only 10 shots in this game compared to 34 from Chaminade. The difference in game 1 offensive zone, Chaminade just dominating it in game 1 and in game 2. Kerr at the right point off the feed from Wakey. Back to Wakey. Raimondi with the steal. Off the skate of Wakey. Kerr keeps it in, but Raimondi scoops it up and swings it out of the zone. Under 7 minutes to play in the third period. Chaminade can see the CHSHL championship ahead. McAdams with a tip in front. Save. Rebound is loose. And another stop by Fellenstein. Wakey came screaming in with a second chance opportunity, but Fellenstein, laying on the ice, makes 2 nice saves. First the chance from McAdams, and then the shot from Wakey goes off the glove of Fellenstein, and he makes another excellent save. McAdams at the point, plays it for Wakey, down to the left corner for DePaulo. Back for McAdams, walking the blue line. He tries to dump it off, but a steal by Lane. Raimondi gets it ahead for Marchua, 1-on-2, and Kerr with the steal. 6:28 to go in the third. Kerr avoids a hit and dumps it into the defensive zone. Viscoso controls for Xavier. Now it's Kerr playing with McAdams. Banks it up for Landon Butler. Now it's a 2-on-1 for Chaminade. It emerges to a 3-on-2. Butler loses it in the right corner and resets at the right wing. He spins it down behind the net for Wakey. Out in front to Paulo, and a save by Fellenstein. Puck is loose, and it's saved once again by Fellenstein as he stops play. Great feed by Wakey to DePaulo, but Ryan Fellenstein, what a performance despite letting up 4 goals. He has 33 saves in this contest. In game 1, he had 39 saves. So this kid has really done his work in net despite letting up a ton of goals. It really isn't his fault because that defense of Xavier just isn't able to handle the Chaminade offense, and Xavier's offense just not producing enough for their goaltender. Wood to the left point for Cutterback. He dances it down for the Flyers. L'Esperance, another senior for Chaminade. Works it down low. Xavier looks to clear, and they do with Connor Lane. He swings up the near side for Marchua, number 14. Stolen by L'Esperance in the neutral zone. 5:36 to play in the third period. Behind the net, Fellenstein. Lost the puck to Cutterback. He centers one. It's tipped off the glove of Fellenstein as Wood sets it in front. L'Esperance keeps control. Works it to the right half wall. Wood tracks it down at the right circle. Works to the slot, open. He fires high off the glass. Cadigas holds it in and swings it down for Wood. 5 minutes to go in the third. Wood out in front off the pad of Fellenstein. Cutterback keeps it alive. Drives the slot, dumps it to the right circle for Cadigas. Back for Cutterback. Tip pass to O'Hara. His shot is knocked down and saved again by Fellenstein. Shot number 38 on the day for the Flyers with 4:49 to go in the third period. Chaminade will make a change in that the day for Nate Pittman is over after a scoreless performance in the cage. He had 10 saves, and Leo Remsha, number 31, will take his spot for the final 4 minutes and 49 seconds. Xavier will call a timeout to talk things over. And we will go to a quick break. Chaminade, 4 minutes and 49 seconds away from punching their ticket to the league championship.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Welcome back to Aviator Sport and Event Center. The final 4 minutes and 49 seconds of Game 2. Chaminade leads Xavier 4-0 here on the T&D Sports Network. Flyers led on the offensive end by Mikey Johnson, who has 2 goals in this one. Donovan Butler opened the scoring in the first period. Johnson had 2 second-period goals, and Grayson Benoit added a goal in the third period to make it 4-0. Timmy Behrens also has 2 assists for the Flyers today. It's been an all-around team effort. Nate Pittman has made 10 saves, and the defense has been excellent for the Flyers. They've especially controlled the top 8 shots compared to 10 from the Knights. Behrens in the right corner, hit by Viscoso. Johnson tracks down the puck in the left corner. 2 goals, as I mentioned. He walks the line, drives down the middle, swings to the right side. A shot goes wide from Caballero, the defenseman. Padula banks it for Johnson in the slot. He lost it through traffic, and he clears as he resets behind the red line. 4:15 to go in period number 3. 4-0 Chaminade. Johnson's entry tipped into the zone by Donovan Butler. Taylor controls behind the net, dances around Butler. Behrens comes in with pressure and steals the puck. Behrens driving the right side. He lost the puck, stolen by Marchua. Marchua racing ahead of everyone, drives down the right side, and he scores! Luke Marchua puts Xavier on the board, and it's 4-1 with 3:52 to play. Marchua with excellent speed moving left to right, gets around 3 defenders and fires it under the left shoulder of Leonard Remsha, the junior goalie who just came into the game. And Marchua welcomes him with a goal to put Xavier on the board. So after the timeout from head coach Al DeMauro, Xavier puts a tally on the scoreboard, makes it 4-1 with under 4 minutes to play in the third. Chaminade looking to close this one out and punch their ticket to the CHSHL Championship. A chance here for DePaulo. That went just out of the reach of his stick. And it's played by DeFoy. Lucien DeFoy gets hit, and a steal by McAdams. He lobs the zone, and all the way down the ice is Landon Butler with a breakaway. Butler, save by Fellenstein. Another breakaway for the Flyers offense, but Ryan Fellenstein, once again, a brick wall in net. Great outlet pass by McAdams, but Fellenstein just squeezed the puck through his legs and keeps it out of the net to keep the score 4-1. 3:27 to go in the third period. Thomas Gamba here with you from the Aviator Sport and Event Center. Chaminade, if they can close this out, will face Iona in the league championship next week. Taylor wins the face-off against Wakey, and he controls down the far side. Long pass through the skates of Marchua, but he deflected it. They say no icing. Landon Butler on the near side for the Flyers. Just had that breakaway that was saved by Fellenstein. DePaulo splitting down the middle. Stolen away. Fritz is there for Xavier. Trying to work around Wakey. Wakey boxes him out. but the Knights clear with Marchua. Recent goal scorer put Xavier on the board just moments ago. Under 3 minutes to play in the third. Wakey across the red line, swings it to the right side for DePaulo. Stops on a dime, finds Butler off the boards. Swings back to the right side. DePaulo is open. He fires, tries to find Wakey, but a save. Rebound, they score! Landon Butler cashes in this time, and it's 5-1 Flyers. The icing on the cake from Chaminade, and Butler converts this time. DePaulo, nice pass to Wakey, went through his skates, but Landon Butler with the pursuit, and he throws it towards the back of the net with Fellenstein on his back, and it makes it 5-1 Chaminade with 2:32 to play in the third period. So that one looks like it was the exclamation point in game 2, a game in which Xavier will head home if they lose. Their season will be over. Chaminade will move on to the league championship if they can close this one out. Final 150 seconds in this one. Wood in the right corner, plays to the right point for O'Hara. Back down low, gloved down by Viscoso. Controlled by Katagas. He's hit hard by Fauci. Along the half wall on the right side. Wood pries the puck away from Viscoso, drives the net, swings it for L'Esperance, tipped away by Fellenstein. And Xavier clears it with Fauci. Fauci banks it down the ice around Cutterback. Under 2 minutes to play in the third. Cutterback banks it to the left point, almost kept in by Raimondi, and a steal by Katagas. He's got a breakaway. Steven Katagas with a shot, and it goes wide to the left. Wood keeps it in the zone for the Flyers with 1:30 to go in the third period. Cutterback can't keep it in the zone. Fauci the steal, shoots it down the offensive end for Xavier, and he'll get a change. O'Connor left corner, working around Katagas, and the senior gets the steal, whips this one all the way down the ice, and that will be an icing with 1:15 to play in the third period. So Chaminade has not made the championship since 2023 when they defeated St. Anthony's. But if they can close this one out, unless a immaculate 4-goal spurt comes about here from Xavier, they will be moving on to the championship for the first time in 3 years to face the Iona Prep Gales. Chaminade wins the face-off. Chaffone chips it for himself in front of Fell for Caballero. Final 60 seconds here in this Game 2. Chaminade can see the championship ahead. Lane lost the puck. 50 seconds to go for Caballero. Down the right side. Works to the circle. Swings around the net with 45 seconds to play. Plays it for Padula. Padula banks it down the half wall. Stolen by Xavier. Played all the way up for Lane. Lane on a 2-on-1. Shoots it high with 35 seconds to play. 5-1 Chaminade. 2 goals from Mikey Johnson. 1 from Donovan Butler, 1 from Grayson Benoit, and 1 from Landon Butler. The lone goal scorer for Xavier was Luke Marchua, but his performance was not enough. Ryan Fellenstein made 38 saves, but Chaminade is going to cruise to victory as one last save by Fellenstein with 10 seconds to go off the shot from DePaulo, and we'll have another face-off here in the final 10 seconds. Chaminade will bring in Joe Margrove for this final face-off, placing Luke Padula. 8 seconds to go. Xavier wins the face-off, flips it into the neutral zone. Margrove controls. Final 3 seconds, and the Chaminade Flyers, for the first time in 3 years, are moving on to the CHSHL Championship to face the Iona Prep Gales. A team victory for Keith Macias' squad, and a 5-1 win in game number 2 after a 4-2 victory in game 1. The Flyers sweep the Knights here in the semifinal series, and it's 1-2. The number 1 seed Iona Prep against the number 2 seed Chaminade next week in the CHSHL Championship. Mikey Johnson had 2 goals in this one. Timmy Behrens had 2 assists. Nate Pittman in net had 10 saves before being taken out with 5 minutes to go in the third period. Benoit, Landon Butler, and Donovan Butler also added goals for the Flyers. An all-around united performance from Chaminade without one of their top offensive players, Jack Petrone, who suffered an injury that held him out of this semifinal series late in the season. He had 24 points throughout the year, so Chaminade was missing that offensive presence. But with guys like Johnson, guys like Behrens, they picked up the slack and led to a Chaminade victory and a championship appearance. So the Flyers will meet the Gales next week in the CHSAL Championship. But for the semifinals, their work has been done. The goal has been complete, and they have been moved on to the CHSAL HL Championship. Thanks so much for making us a part of your Tuesday afternoon here at the Aviator Sport and Event Center. I'm Thomas Gamba, joined alongside my camera operator, Jamie Burkhardt. Thanks for everyone who helped us with this broadcast, and we're saying so long here from the Aviator Sport and Event Center. Have a great day.